Hello everyone, welcome back to AutoCAD, and this time around is part 3, which I will teach you how to set the dimension style. So in the dimension style, you can see that we have a few parts that you need to set, which is the symbol and arrows that you want to determine here. You see, this is an architectural tick. The type of units, whether you want it to be rounded figure or you want to have like 2 decimal precision. Okay, and then the placement of the text. Okay, and then that's the very basic things that you need to set for the dimension. There are lots of settings that you can explore, but I will teach you a very basic dimension styling. So first of all, you can either go to the dimension style using 2 techniques. One is from the ribbon bar, which you can click at the home dimension, and then you see the annotation. You click here and you see the symbol, so you click here and you manage dimension style and you will go here. Okay, another type is that you just type DIMS and you get this dimension style. Click and it will appear here. So you have to click at the modify, right? So as you can see, whatever changes that you make, it will change over here. This is like the preview window of what your dimension is going to look like. So first of all, you can see this is the symbol and arrows. You can choose any type of arrowheads that you want, but for this one I just want to use architectural tick. You can actually use closed fill or whatever, but I prefer to use architectural tick. And the arrow size, I'll just put 200 mm, which is a little bit bigger than the size of the wall, which the wall we are going to use is 140 mm. And the text size, I just use the same size of the arrow symbol, the arrowheads, which is 200. So for the text size, you have to go to this text style, and then you just click at these 3 dots, click, and it will come out like this, and you just type 200 mm. If you want a different style or font, you can just find it over here. So once you're done, you set current and then close. Okay, and then text color also you can determine yourself. And text placement, so you see if this is centered, you see it will be in the center of the dimension line, but I prefer you to use above. Okay, and then make sure the dimension is centered so that it sits in the middle of the dimension line, and you can read from left to right. And offset from dimension line is the spaces between this text and the dimension line. We just put 50 mm. And the last one is make sure it's aligned with dimension lines. Alright, so that if your drawing is in a different angle, you see this text, it aligns with the dimension line. Okay, if you put horizontal, everything will be horizontal, but it's not really nice. So this is more neat, so use this one. And the third one is the units. It's either you want very precise, so you see if you put too many figures at the back, it looks too confusing. So for your level, you can just use 0. So just rounded everything. Right, so the 3 main items is symbol and arrows, your text, the placement, the height, and the alignment, and then your primary units. So once you're done, you can click OK and set current, and then close. So I've just put the notes over here, which I had indicate the items, which you can refer after this. Without referring to the video, you can also refer to the notes. Okay, so once you're done, you can test it on your grid lines. So it's either you click here, so you just snap at the grid lines and make sure you snap on top of the grid lines. Okay, so once you have that, click. Alright, and if you want to repeat the same command, you just space again. Right, space again. Okay, and then space again. Right, and then you can check the total. Space. Okay, and then the total is 14,200. Right, so you can adjust this position if it's too close to each other, but make sure everything is moved. So I just want this one to be a bit lower. Sorry. So select this one, and don't forget to select this one either, because if you're moving one grid lines, make sure everything is moved. Sorry, I forgot to. Okay, the other one is that you select this one all, and hold shift to unselect this one and type move. Sorry. Let me just move one by one. So M space, and then click, and then move it downward a bit. Make sure it's straight line. Okay, and then we can move this one. M space. Alright, much better. So if you want to change the position of this text, you can just click and move it to this side. Okay, so you can move, select, and just move this position. Alright, and on the left side, which is the numeric part, you can also do the same thing like that. Okay, that's all for the grid lines. For part 4, I'm going to teach you to set the layers. Alright, stay tuned for part 4.